Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Balanced Vibes podcast. I am your host Kirsten. Thanks so much for taking some time out of your day and joining me in today's episode. Today's episode is going to be a little bit all over the place because I'm going to be covering some topics that have been on my mind and also some of the things that you have asked and I want to answer. So let's get started. So first thing today I want to talk about is my protein guide. Make sure you grab it. If you still don't have it, get it. It is called Fit Physique Formula and it's still available in my show notes. It's available on my YouTube video description and it may still be available in my Instagram bio. It depends on when this episode airs. It may not be there anymore, but it will be on my YouTube and on the show notes as well if you are listening in the podcast app. So make sure that you get this guide. Protein is important for women, and it's actually one of the things that we're going to talk about today. We're breaking some stereotypes, breaking some myths. Protein is not only for big and buff guys, it is for women too. Yes, it really is. And this is really the building block that helps you to boost your metabolism, get stronger, get leaner, get this leaner look that everybody wants. But a lot of people don't think that they should do anything about their diet, or it doesn't occur to them that protein is such a game changer, but it really is. And honestly, I want to read you a couple of kind of comments that I've gotten from my clients who maybe also didn't think about their protein, because protein is not something that comes intuitively for many people, but they have seen big differences as they started increasing it. So I'm going to read you a few things. So one of my clients says, I've noticed a huge change in my body composition, sleeping pattern, and menstrual health. I used to eat in a huge caloric deficit, avoided almost all carbs, and did nothing but cardio. In the past 3 weeks of increasing my calories, carbs, and most importantly, protein, while adding strength training, I've noticed that I sleep better, my muscle definition in my arms is coming out, and I even had the best period of my life. I've even noticed that by adding in more fiber, I'm having better digestion and less bloating. So this was one of the things. I've worked with this woman for almost 4 weeks now, and she did keto before, kind of on and off the wagon, did keto for a while and then stopped and then sort of started again, but the carbs were super low either way, and then the fat was really, really high, protein was low too. So these are the changes that she has seen only 3 weeks after we started working. All right, another one I want to read you is, I'm feeling good, I feel stronger, I feel less bloated and have more energy. Increasing the amount of protein in my diet really keeps me full. I have not had the overwhelming snack or sugar cravings like before. So this is really what protein does, because it is so satiating, it fills you up and it balances your blood sugar, which is why it's so important also for healthy periods, okay? Because your period health really does depend on your blood sugar a lot as well. All right, the next one. I definitely feel lighter and less bloated when I eat high protein meals, and my digestion is a lot better too. Love this one. And I feel much more full and don't get that shaking feeling when it's before lunch. I also feel like since eating breakfast, my coffee doesn't give me the jitters like it did when I was intermittent fasting. Yes, totally understandable. High protein will do it. It will, like I said, balance your blood sugar so you don't get that shaking feeling before lunch. You can easily get through your morning, and maybe you don't even need a snack. Maybe you need a snack, maybe not, but you are not going to be jittery and shaky by the time it's time to eat lunch. So this is all because of higher protein and also higher fat. And then the last one I want to read you is, I've always been a little hesitant to eat this much protein, but you are so right on. I'm feeling much better workout recovery. For sure, struggling to get to my goal every day, but it's much higher. My protein is much higher than what I was eating before, and I know better now. So these are all super simple changes. I'm telling you, like you can see these differences really quickly when you really start increasing your protein. And my guide, Fit Physique Formula, will teach you exactly what you need to know about increasing your protein. It also tells you how much you should be eating and where to get these foods from. I think I have over 35 high protein foods listed there, so you can see what fits your lifestyle best and get started there. All right, so moving on to to some stereotypes that I wanted to talk about today, actually, and a couple of them are have something to do with protein. So I'm not sure if I have shared this story before in the podcast or not. I have shared it somewhere, I don't remember where, but either way, I'm gonna do it again now. And this is a story that my best friend shared with me. So my best friend, we actually met when we were 3 years old, and we went to school together, and also we lived together a little bit for a little while when we went to college. So she was studying physical therapy, and then I was doing linguistics, and then she had a lot of classes together with those who were majoring in exercise science. And then she would always tell me about these guys who were, big buff guys in the back row who were just like drinking tons and tons, like liters of milk and kefir that was mixed with protein powder, and it was like messy, and these like weird guys who were like super muscular and spent their lives in the gym. So she was telling me like about these guys, and this was what I thought with protein is like. Protein belongs to guys, like those big buff dudes and bodybuilders. And I never thought about it more. I was like, yeah, protein, whatever, right? Like women don't think about it. And I feel like this myth is still somewhat there. Like women think that it's a guy's thing, or it's like it belongs to those like big buff guys who go to a gym. Those are the people who drink protein shakes like the minute they get out of the gym, right? So this is so important. It's so crucial for them. But it's not. Like protein is important for everybody, and it is really, really important for women as well, for all the reasons that I covered plenty of times on this podcast, for building your muscle, for boosting your metabolism, for getting stronger, and also having healthier hormones. So protein really does matter. It's not only meant for guys. And the other thing that kind of is related to that is this idea that women should not eat meat. Like this meat is also men's thing, especially red meat. A lot of women say that, oh, I eat a little bit of turkey or a little bit of fish here and there, a little bit of chicken, but I never eat red meat. And I don't know why. I feel like this is another stereotype. This is like a result of like marketing, probably, that this does not belong on women's plate, but it really does. Because can you find a food that is nutritionally more dense than red meat? Yeah, organ meats. But how many people do eat organ meats? I do eat them, but I know a lot of people don't. So red meat, grass-fed, really clean, organic red meat is really, really healthy, and we should be eating it. And it's not something that belongs to men only. So let's get over that, and let's start putting real nutrition into our bodies, and also stop doing those ridiculous low-calorie diets. Have you heard any women say, I'm just not a big eater? I've heard it plenty of times. And I specifically remember one of my clients like years and years ago who was always really worried about like every single, piece of skin that she thought this is fat. And I tried to tell her that, hey, you are really thin already, you are under eating already, we have to eat more. And she said, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not a big eater. And I don't want to gain any fat. But she was severely under eating anyways. But yes, this phrase, I'm not a big eater. So that's another stereotype. Speaking of stereotypes, this is what women say. I'm not a big eater, right? Because as a woman, it's not okay to eat a lot. Like think about it. How many women do you know who can proudly say that they eat over 2,000 calories? How many people say that? Not too many. Not how many women say that. When you look around, most women say that I'm eating like 1,200 or 1,300, or maybe they don't know, but if they know, then if they try to diet, this is how little they eat. And I've had plenty of clients who told me that they did the shake diet, which gave them like 800 calories a day, and I'm like, how do you think you're going to sustain that? It's never ever going to be sustainable. So women don't have to be small eaters. They can be big eaters. They can be normal eaters. They can be all kinds of eaters. But just the idea that we have to like eat very little is something that needs to go, because it's just so unhealthy. You know what? You don't have to go to a restaurant and order the lightest thing on the menu. You can actually have that thing that you want, or if you're tracking macros, then what fits your macros and what you will also enjoy, right? It doesn't always have to be just like Caesar salad with nothing on it. Like I honestly, I never order Caesar salad. I love salads. I love like big, healthy, crunchy salads with all kinds of stuff. But Caesar salad to me is just romaine with some dressing. And I'm like, this is not interesting. I don't want to eat that. Even if it is the lowest calorie thing. And by the way, if you like that salad, have it, whatever. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm just saying that you don't have to eat the smallest thing because you're just thinking that as a woman, you have to eat as little as possible, or otherwise there's something wrong with you. And that's not true at all. To me, it's awesome to be able to say that I'm actually increasing my calories right now. I am eating more because I want to be stronger. I want to build some muscle. And yeah, I want to look better, and there's nothing wrong about that. So let's think about it, and let's start accepting the idea that women are allowed to eat a lot of food, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about it. Okay, another thing that I wanted to kind of mention is one of my personal experiences. So talking about like the stereotype of having to be like super skinny all the time. So years ago, I went to see a dentist, and this was a new dentist. I'd never seen him before, and he had never met me before. And I think I made an appointment like over the phone or over the internet. Either way, I had not been in this office before. And when I showed up, the dentist was really, really surprised because what he told me was, oh, I was expecting to see a tiny Asian woman. And that was probably because of my last name. My last name is Japanese last name, right? It's my husband's last name. And I'm not Asian. I'm not petite or tiny, right? But I know that like years ago, this comment would have made me think, oh my goodness, did he basically say that I'm fat? Like, did he basically say that I'm not skinny enough? And that would have ruined my world. And now I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care because I own myself. I know who I am and what I look like, and I'm proud of it, right? So this is, by the way, not to say that anybody who is like tiny or petite or naturally skinny or prefer to be this way, that I'm body shaming them. The other day I got a comment on Instagram that went this way, that, hey, you said that, you are body shaming skinny people. And I'm not body shaming skinny people. I'm talking about our body goals and like those stereotypes that need to go. And one of the stereotypes is that women have to be skinny. I don't think women have to be skinny, right? I think women have to be the way they want to be, the way that makes them feel good and makes them feel good like physically, makes them feel good mentally and emotionally. So to me, that means, lifting weights and being strong and having muscle. That's how I feel physically good and also emotionally, because if you've ever tried lifting weights, you know how empowering it is if you can pick up heavier weights than what you thought you're able to. It is really, really empowering, and it just carries over to all the areas of your life. And also, of course, it has so many more health benefits than just like being skinny because you got there by doing lots of cardio and not eating anything. So what is actually healthier? And it all comes down to like how you are feeling in your body. How are you feeling in your body? And when you know that you're doing great, you're feeling good, feeling positive, feeling strong, then it does not matter what a dentist thinks or anybody else thinks of your body. Then it's just your own knowledge that is so strong that you know that you're doing the right things and you're owning it. Okay. Now, moving on a little bit, like changing a direction here, I wanted to bring up a little bit of like a controversial topic, I think. And so let me start this by saying that, I did the work around hypothalamic amenorrhea and overtraining and undereating for a very, very long time. And I still get a lot of people who contact me and tell me, hey, I have a problem with a period, or I'm not getting it. But also a lot of people who are on the other side of it, who have now completely healed and recovered, and they know that I am doing macro coaching, and they reach out and they say, hey, I would like to change my body composition a little bit. Do you think I can do it? And if it's very, very fresh, then I'm telling them that no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to try to lose weight. It's way too early. You have to give your body some time to fully heal, because sometimes you have no idea how much time actually it takes just you getting your period back. It doesn't necessarily mean that everything is fine and we can go do like crazy deficit now. It does not mean that at all. But if there's a person who has been, recovered for a decent amount of time, like a year or so, maybe, 8 months to a year, and wants to change their body composition and wants to look better, then there are ways to do it. But I don't want them to focus too much on body weight loss. I want them to focus on getting stronger. But I just had somebody reaching out to me recently who told me that I feel like I really want to do this. I want to look better and feel better and get a little bit leaner. But I feel like if something's going to happen to my hormones, or if I mess up my period, this is the punishment for me for wanting that thing. So I'm getting punished because of that. And that really got me thinking, like, where are we getting this idea that there's somebody over there somewhere who's sending bad things on our way because we wanted to look stronger and get stronger and look leaner? Is this really what we think? And if this is the case, then that makes me just really, really sad, because aren't there enough things that we, us as women, feel like guilty about, right? Like, are we liked by everybody? Did we do everything right? Are we being perfect? Like, there's so many things, so many stressors we put on ourselves already. And now if we add one more thing, which is I'm going to be punished for wanting to change my body, then this is really not a healthy place to be. And if this is the way you're thinking, you're probably not ready for that type of change. You say that you are, you say that you want that, but if you believe that you're going to get punished, then I don't think that you're like mentally and maybe emotionally ready to even try anything. Because even if like the slightest thing happens, like your period is late one day, or the smallest thing, you start thinking that I'm a bad person, like there's something like ethically wrong or morally wrong about this desire to look leaner, get stronger, so I got punished now. So if this is how you think, I would not start this journey, to be honest with you. I also cover this topic of like, is there something ethically, morally wrong you wanted to change your body in episode 70, so you can check out that as well. But what would I tell to a person who has had this like past where she maybe overtrained and had a really bad relationship with her body, was kind of abusing exercise and was under eating, and now she's on the other side of it, so she's like mentally recovered and like physically recovered, but it's still, she still has this past, and she maybe sometimes still gets these thoughts that, ooh, like, would be nice to lose a ton of weight, or whatever, like would be nice to go back to that old weight. So what I would recommend to that person is to focus on one thing, focus on one word, and keep it in your mind all the time. And that is building, okay? Building, not losing, not burning, not shrinking, none of these things. It is building. And so what are the things that we want to build in this stage where we know our past, we know we're pretty much over it, we want to slowly start working on our body again. So what are the things that we want to build? And these things are strength, right? We want to build our strength. And for that, weights are the best tool, okay? Building strength will also build what? It will build our metabolism, so that our metabolism is stronger, it is more flexible, it is faster, because we really slow down our metabolism by low calorie diets and doing tons of cardio. And I'm going to talk about that next in the next episode, how to speed up our metabolism if it has slowed down. And let me tell you, it's not bad genetics, it's not bad luck, it's actually us who have taught our bodies to become such way. All right, what else are we building? We're building strength, we're building metabolism, we're building muscle, okay? When we are lifting weights, we're building muscle. And what's awesome about that? Like, what isn't awesome about that? There's not too many things that are not awesome about that. Yes, you're going to look better, but also going to feel a lot better. Your insulin sensitivity is going to be a lot better, which then also strengthens your hormones. You're going to have better blood sugar balance. You're likely going to have better periods. So these are all of the things that we get when we focus on building. And we're also going to focus on building better eating habits, so that we don't go back to those ridiculous, crazy diets that I'm talking about all the time, that are like 1,200 calories and 0 carbs or 0 fats or all protein or no protein, like anything that is really, really extreme. We don't want to do that. We want to build healthy, sustainable eating habits. And macro tracking can be a great tool for that. I don't recommend macro tracking for somebody who used to be really obsessed with numbers and knows that it's going to put her back in that old place. Cool, don't do it. But if you are in a healthier place, you really want to, you approach it differently. You approach it from a place like, I want to understand how to actually fuel my body, then for that purpose, macros can be an amazing tool, right? So it will teach you like how to eat in a healthy way, how to have fats and proteins and carbs on every single meal that you are having. What are the things you have to know about your snacks so that you don't maybe eat like carb only snacks because they may not work for you that well. So what are the things you have to pay attention to so that you can build healthy eating habits and so that you can strengthen your body. So this is what I would tell to somebody like that who wants to start building her body and like maybe seeing a little bit of body change. Because let me tell you, like if you don't focus on like weight loss and like big weight loss, I have to lose everything that I gained. Like if you are able to drop that mindset and focus on getting stronger and building muscle, building metabolism, building hormones, building better eating habits, you are going to be healthier than you ever thought you could be. So these are my thoughts today. Thank you so much for being here and listening to my thoughts. If you have any questions, if you have any topics you would like me to cover, please let me know and I am happy to do so. Make sure that you grab my protein guide. It is still available and I will see you again in the next episode. Bye bye.